I can tell you right now, this is creepy. Today, we're going to be exploring an abandoned Alabama State training school for girls, which opened in 1937 and housed about 125 girls plus personnel running this training school. It's been abandoned for about 10 years and is sitting on 500 plus acres, 21 miles north of Birmingham. The long walk from the gate all the way up to the school is supposed to be a 2-lane road, but it's been so overgrown, you really can see only one side of the road. So what happened to this school? Why did it close? Let's go find out. So right behind me, that is the administrative building. That is the first building you're going to see walking up here. There used to be about 15 buildings on this property. Let's see how many are left, and let's see what we can find out. Behind me is a tower. There used to be a clock on it. That clock belonged to the first courthouse in Jefferson County, which was located downtown. The courthouse was torn down in 1936, 1937, and the clock was moved here to the Alabama State Training School for Girls and placed on top of that tower. Now I see a lot of damage on that roof and the tower, and the clock is missing, and the bell that used to be in that tower is gone. So let's go inside and see what we can find out. So we got a long hallway this way, and I'm assuming this was the main entrance for anybody to come in. So we're going to check out this side first. Well, we got some reading material from that time. Where's my goal? You understand where you want to be by selecting your goal. Well, I guess that's something they gave out for all the girls and young ladies that were part of this state training school for girls or women. This place has definitely been violated. So right here, I'm too tall for this room. Of what I can tell from the evidence that I'm looking at, this is where they kept the clean uniforms. So I guess anytime a new intake came in, or if they needed to change out uniforms or whatever, I think this was the place. And you can tell the damage on the room back here behind me, the weather and time and whatever took place. So this training school was in operations for about 75 plus years. It had an administrative building, a hospital, clinic, a church, and it was known to the locals, school for bad girls. We got a second building right next to me, which was a residence hall. So let's check it out and see what's left in there. Everything is overgrown. We got an open door, so we're gonna go in. So I can see a lot of small rooms that I'm assuming that's where the girls, or some of them, stayed. It's a big hallway in the middle. It almost looks like a jail block with small individual pots. Bathroom right here, and that maybe was where a guard was. This is one of the more modern buildings. I'm assuming this was built a little bit later than the 1930s or 40s. So here, it looks like this was more of a rec area where you can just, I guess, play games and eat lunch. This looks like an old piano, or what's left of it, a part of a piano. Effective date was October 15th, 1993. State of Alabama Department of Youth Services Policy and Procedures. So this was basically, I guess at the end, this was basically a jail for troubled girls. Walking down the road to see if we can find any other evidence of a building or what this place used to be. You definitely can tell places that used to have a building. And I almost missed it because it is so overgrown. But behind here, there's a chapel. So we're gonna see if we can find a way in and explore the chapel. It's a Gothic style chapel. It's pretty overgrown, but we're gonna try to get in there. Right here at the entrance, it says, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet," which is Psalms 119, 105. Let's go inside. This had to be one of the original buildings that were built back in 1930s. So we're gonna go just kind of look around. There's not much to look around. We got the main hall, worship hall right here. Front is the stage, an office. There's a lot of damage right here. Very muddy, and here's an old table, a fold-out table, carpet. Christmas lights. So this right here is just really restrooms. So here, got another exit door that I was unable to see from the outside because it's so overgrown. Here's another restroom. I don't know if you can tell, but I just found building number 4. So I'm not quite sure what building this is. All right, this is very dark and kind of creepy. It looks like a nursing station. You've got several pods that could be considered nursing stations. So I'm assuming we are at the clinic or hospital for this facility. More evidence that this could have been the pharmacy giving out medicine or medication for the girls when they were sick. Yes, this was the clinic, and this room right here was the pharmacy, because right here we got some shelves. Still has their little labels on it for medication. So this was definitely the pharmacy. This looks like a kitchen, or what's left of it. Well, birds have built nests in here. This looks like an examine room where you could examine your patients. So they had 2 examine rooms. I can tell you right now, that is very creepy. But we're gonna go and see what this long hallway is and the rooms on each side. A bigger toilet with sinks. This is really kind of creepy. A room with shelves. I'm assuming that's where they kept the uniforms. And this is probably one of the more modern buildings out here. So I'm assuming this is where they kept their patients. The bed is not, the bed is not very comfortable and very thin. It's not even, it's very thin. A very small room. I mean, obviously, a jail is not built for comfort. So far, we have discovered 4 buildings out of 15 or 16 buildings. What happened to those other buildings? So the school closed in 2012 because of a EF3 tornado that came through here and destroyed most of these buildings. That explains the damage on the administrative building that we've seen in the beginning. That explains some of the damage that we've seen as far as on top of the buildings, the glass and whatnot. And that probably explains why I can't find any other buildings. And of course, the city or the state cleaned up the debris, or what was left. A little bonus fact about this old girls' school. Before it became state property, it belonged to Lewis Clark. It was his country estate. The only evidence that we have that I can find, but I can't access it because it's so overgrown, is an old well house with a unique red roof. The house was built sometime in the 1800s. As long as I've been researching this place and exploring it, I was unable to find any old map that would give me a layout of this property. But this old well house, only building left from his property. Mr. Clark was a very important key figure in Birmingham's history, but that is going to be something that we cover in a future episode. So this is it. I'm going to see you at the next episode of Exploring History. Make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, support this channel, help me grow, leave me a comment, keep it positive, and I'll see you next time when it's Exploring History.